Hey everyone, it's Monday, February 22nd. The time is 4:18 p.m. and the temperature right now is 2 degrees Celsius. I'm here on the rooftop patio at the Yonge-Eglinton Centre. And this is in Midtown Toronto, and there's a look down at Eglinton Station. That is on line 1 of the subway network. And the plan for this one is to head on down to Eglinton Avenue, and from there I'll walk east over to Bayview Avenue, and then I'll head south down to about Millwood or Davisville Avenue, and I think that'll be the end of this one once I get there. They're still, of course, in the process of constructing the LRT connection here at Yonge and Eglinton. Thank you.
Going down.
So this is how you would get down to street level. It's kind of a gloomy day. We've had rain and wet snow on and off throughout the day. So the sidewalks are
Floor.
a little on the wet and mucky side. And in normal times, here's where you'd be able to enter the Sephora and the Winners, and that would take you up to the second floor of the Yonge-Eglinton Centre. And this here is the intersection of Yonge and Eglinton, which seems to be perpetually in a state of construction. I don't think I said that right. Let me take my mask off. It's kind of flapping between my lips every time I try to say anything. And it looks like they've blocked off the crossing on the north side of Yonge Street here. It's a bit of a tight squeeze to get through there. Thought I'd step off well to the side of these people. And there's a look south down Yonge Street. So I was thinking of going along the north side of Eglinton here. There's a look up at the e-condos. maybe it was the weather. I just didn't really feel like going out for much of an adventure today. That's why I decided to keep things relatively local, as I do live close to Yonge and Eglinton. And now I'm walking east along the north side of Eglinton Avenue East. And this part of the crosstown will be underground. The tunnel boring machines have already been through here. And there's a look at the sidewalk. With these wet conditions and the temperature bouncing up and down between freezing and above zero, I would expect the sidewalks to be in pretty rough shape for quite a while. Certainly have to keep your eyes open and watch out for patches of ice. So that's a look south down Dunfield Avenue. And here's the Good Life Fitness. And unlike our friends in York region, they will not be able to open. At least not for a few more weeks. And here's a Penguin pickup on the left. I've never actually used this facility. But if you order off of Walmart or a number of other sites, you can choose to have your package brought to them and just go pick it up there. Although my building's pretty good. I've never had any trouble having a package delivered, nor have I ever had a package get stolen. I've done more than my fair share of online ordering. So this place has changed hands a number of times in recent years. It was originally Scruffy Murphy's, and then it became a bar, I think called Five Barrel Holly, and then it became another bar called Cass Avenue. And that has recently closed. And here, this used to be an all-you-can-eat steak restaurant, and now it looks like it's a Mexican restaurant. That was the former home of Copacabana, which was a brilliant Brazilian steakhouse. And just up here on the left is where Golden Griddle used to be located. And then Scruffy Murphy's moved in. And they closed down during this pandemic. And this is Redpath Avenue. And just across the street there used to be the Unicorn, which was one of the oldest bars in the city, and I think the oldest one in Midtown. but it got replaced with this rather generic looking glass condo with a dental office and a fitness club on the main floor. Really hate to see vibrant retail get replaced with places like that. But it is nice to see this part of the sidewalk open up. It was sort of caged off for the longest time, like the earlier part of Eglinton I was on. There, of course, is my local Popeyes. And this area is known as Mount Pleasant Village. And just up ahead here is the future home of Mount Pleasant Station. So I guess I'll follow these signs, although this does not look too inviting to walk across. Yuck. And I stupidly wore my running shoes, so I did my best to jump over it. So far my feet are bone dry. Man, there's a subway in there. Can't imagine what kind of foot traffic they'll be getting with this current setup. Apparently, this LRT line is not too far off from being open, although obviously that's probably not going to turn out to be true. And when it does open, I think Eglinton Station will not open with the rest of the line. I think the taxpayers have been taken for a bit of a ride on this one. Then again, when are they not? So this is Mount Pleasant. You could take this south all the way into downtown. Here's some more vacant storefronts. Granite Brewery is just there. That's a local craft brewery. It's also a restaurant. It's not too bad. I had some pretty bad service there though one time, so I've kind of sworn off going back to that place. And now it's just one more LRT stop and then I'll be at Bayview. And then I'll head south through the Bayview-Leaside portion of Bayview Avenue. There goes a 34 Eglinton bus. Let's look down Taunton Road. Trying to navigate more mucky sidewalk conditions here. This is going to require some hardcore heel-to-toe action, or just keeping the toes in the air and walking on the heels. But if you're wondering, so far my socks are dry. So I came along this part of Eglinton about a week ago on a live stream in the other direction, and it was at night. But I can't remember the last time I recorded a regular video along this part. There's the Cosmetic Surgery Institute. So I think this area would still be considered Midtown Toronto. I think Bayview Avenue, which is coming up ahead, would be the eastern boundary. It's also the western boundary of the Leaside neighborhood. Jim Taylor Coffee. Are they even open? It does not appear to be so. I think a lot of businesses have sort of done the math and realized it's more expensive to stay open when you're only limited to takeout customers versus being able to fully open, especially a shop like that I'm sure relies on people spending a bit of time in the shop. Here's a former Max Milk. That is one thing I do miss when getting out and recording these videos, is being able to set up in a coffee shop for a while. It'd be nice to be able to record a walk, grab a coffee and a bite to eat somewhere, and kind of recharge my battery, and then get out and record another video or a live stream. But there's been no such luxury this winter. And it's been cold enough that once you're out, you just kind of want to get everything done with all at once. So hopefully with a return to being somewhat normal next winter, I can be a lot more productive than I've been this winter. I'm doing my best to try to keep up with the video every day or so, as well as the streams and getting content out on the other channel. Davisville Tower Apartments. So this here is Banff Road. And just after this, I'll be going down a dip towards Bayview Avenue. And as you can see, it's a fair distance between the Mount Pleasant and Bayview LRT stops. Or I guess this one will be called Leaside, not Bayview. There already is a Bayview station up on line 4 at Bayview and Shepherd. So with this relatively large distance between the two stops, I would assume they're going to maintain surface level transit. There's already a number of other buses, such as the 54 here, that will still cover this stretch of Eglinton, but I imagine they'd have to keep some variant of the 34 alive. There you go, they have a bachelor and 1 bedroom for rent, if you're interested. It'll be interesting to see how this part of Eglinton transforms, if at all, once the LRT is completed. There's a fair bit of new development on the north side of Eglinton that's planned. There's a large plaza with a metro and a beer store in it. Well, I guess it's not that large. I really just see 4 stores in there. A metro, a beer store, a Tosto, and a wine shop. There used to be a plaza. Well, it's still kind of there, but everything's closed on the northeast corner. But that is giving way to a new residential project that will include purpose-built rental buildings. This is Bayview and Eglinton here. And there used to be a pretty badass McDonald's. It had a large playroom. But that land was expropriated to make way for Bayview Station. Yeah, let's take one last look to the west along Eglinton. And now I'm walking south on the west side of Bayview Avenue. To the north of here is Sunnybrook Hospital. And you could take Bayview south all the way down to where it terminates at the Canary District. It's right around the Corktown Common Park, or Commons. There's the 11C. So the main retail area is just a few blocks to the south of here. I also streamed through here a few nights ago, but I was on the other side of the street. And I stopped off and bought some cookies at a place called Craig's Cookies on the way. And although they are on the expensive side, I think it was $16 for 6 cookies. That was a flat price though. As in there was no additional tax or any of that fun stuff. I would have to say they're probably the best cookies I've ever had. And this is Sudan Avenue. So I think this is the northern end of the Bayview-Leaside stretch of Bayview Avenue. Bayview-Leaside would be a designated business improvement area. And here's a big new condo going in, but that spans an entire block, so let's cross over to the other side where things will be a bit more interesting. I've activated the crosswalk. Bayview-Leaside. So I think this goes south down to about Davisville Avenue. I was thinking of trying to catch a bus. Whoa! Jeez! This is not the right part of the street to be on. Wow. I angled the camera away. But I am now filthy. And I even managed to get my foot a little wet. I certainly did not think through walking along that part of the street. Fortunately, it seems the lens of the camera was unaffected by that, but I am covered in dank water. I think all these clothes are going to go straight into the hamper, and I'll probably jump into the shower myself. Yuck. So as I mentioned, this is the western edge of the Leaside neighborhood. It's a rather affluent residential neighborhood in Toronto. To the east of here is Laird Drive. And there's a place that was mentioned on my live stream, Hollywood Gelato. Apparently it's quite good. I've never been. And since I don't have a light, I'm just going to continue on this side of the street. And even though I don't live too far from here, I don't really ever come this way. It's not super convenient transit-wise. Although I do recall coming here a few years ago to go to Duff's. It's a chain of wing restaurants with a location right across the street there. And it's the Bombay Snack Bar. So I think Craig's Cookies are just coming up. There it is. These are different employees than who were there the last time I went through, but they've got a rather large selection of cookies. I think it's $3 individually. So at these next lights, I'll cross over to the west side. And it looks like there's a lineup here at Cobb's Bread. I don't know how I'm supposed to navigate around these people. Oh, there we go. There's McSorley's. I've been to this place as well before. And Dollarama. There's one on Mount Pleasant Road, which is the next major retail street that is parallel to here. That is over to the west. And there's a Dollarama moving into the old Solutions at Yonge-Eglinton. And this is Millwood Road. So you could take this to the east all the way to Laird Drive. Then Laird Drive sort of turns into Millwood Road. And Millwood Road bends to the south. And you can take that south of the Don River even. It'll cross over that and find your way down to Greektown. But I'll just keep going here until I get to Davisville. And I think I'll look up when the next bus is. And I think I'll take a bus to Davisville Station. Maybe I'll make a short video out of that trip and throw that up on the other channel. There's a Value Mart. So I think this goes under the Loblaws umbrella of supermarkets, although they already have No Frills as a discount chain. And one last look north up Bayview Avenue. I'm almost at the end of the walk here. It looks like there's a plan for a 9-story mixed-use building on this lot. And here is Davisville and Bayview. So just to the south of here, on the right-hand side, will be Mount Pleasant Cemetery. There's someone waiting at the bus stop. Okay, it says Davisville and Bayview. Let me pull my app out here. It is not giving me the next bus here. So what you can do is you can text this number here. Let me pull that up on my keypad. Text 8. Why am I struggling here? 9882. Oh, here's the bus. You know what? I don't have my mask on, so I'm not going to force myself onto a bus like that. I'm just going to end this video. I'll figure out when the heck the next bus is coming, and I will catch that one and hopefully make a video out of it. Well, here we go. Another one. 11 Bayview. Davisville Station, and he slowed down for me. I didn't expect another one would roll in so quick. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this walk along Eglinton. I better stay away from these splashy vehicles along Eglinton Avenue East. As well as Bayview Avenue through Bayview-Leaside. If you wish to support the channel, there are links to my Patreon in the description. And you can also check out my Instagram account and channel memberships from my YouTube page itself. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.